Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
Legendary Mr. Skin.
Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast, from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, sponsored by Enzyte, the original once-a-day capsule for natural male enhancement. Enzyte is a powerful blood flow stimulator that delivers totally effortless erections and amazing stamina. Give the lady in your life a performance she'll remember with sturdier and stronger erections that really last. Hey Skin, how are you, buddy?
I'm digging this Enzyte.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
No, I'm just saying, not that I need it, but could you send me, CP, could you send me a little sampler just to test it out? No, that sounds great.
No, it's good stuff, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in the show. But no, it's really good stuff, and it's great to have something like this sponsoring the show.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm not going to lie, though. My ass is really sore right now.
Hey. That's what I love about you. Please explain why.
You know, I would love to say it's from some wild, backdoor action. But no, I hit the gym really hard yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I got to get this butt pumped up.
Okay.
So I was just like working my ass super hard. And just right now, it feels like I'm sitting on like two overstuffed wallets. You know what I mean? Because my cheeks are just so, swole. But hey, what a good problem to have, right?
Yeah. What is your tough butt workout? Like, what do you do?
Oh, geez. What did I do yesterday? So I started with some Romanian split squats. That's where you have like one leg up on the bench, one on the floor.
I think I have a playlist of that at our website.
And then I did the Cleveland Steamer. No, just
yeah, right.
No, I did that. I did some abduction work where you try to get like those twerk muscles to get nice and big on the side. And then I did some crazy hip thrusts, aka glute bridges. This is crazy because I weigh like 115 pounds.
Right.
I did 160 pound hip thrusts.
Really?
So my ass is like dead right now. And, some squats and stuff, but, I'm just like, why? But it's such a good pain. It's like, okay, this is all for the greater good. Who doesn't need a rounder, perkier butt, right?
Oh my God. And now when will you, after that tough workout, what is the recovery when you'll be back to working the ass again?
Oh, I only work out about once a week. So probably I'll hit it again in a week.
Oh, okay. All right. Then you'll be fine in a week, correct?
I'll be fine. I'll recovered. Probably a day or two.
Yeah. All right. I like that's a good update. Well, that's, I'm sure then you watched the final episode of Game of Thrones last night.
Okay, what are you talking about? Because I thought the final episode was the episode where they were out in the wilderness and the dragon went down. I'm not trying to
No.
That wasn't the final episode?
Yeah, maybe your ass was hurting you too much and you forgot.
Wait,
but no, that last week was the second to last episode. Last night.
I missed one?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm goober. Okay.
Yes. Okay, now I'll have to tone down my update here. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but really all I ever talk about anyway is the nudity. But yeah, so today I really had a ton of television stuff to catch up on, and I was going to start with Game of Thrones, who, their 7th season. This was the 7th episode of this summer, and you thought it was a 6-episode summer, but it was 7 episodes, and they're going to. The bad news is, from everything I'm hearing, it looks like they're going to do 6 episodes. It could even be 6 2-hour episodes, which is so cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking more like 2019 than 2018. So could you imagine having to wait 2 years to get the conclusion of this? It's going to be crazy.
I'm so aggravated by it because I'm sure there's a lot of, brain power that goes into why they're doing it that way. maybe even to be in contention for certain awards at certain release dates. But I'm just like, give the people what they want. I want the Game of Thrones ASAP. Stop torturing
I know, but
me.
then also, this isn't just some fly-by-night operation. Every time, the hour episodes, I've talked to people about this. When you're done with an hour of a good Game of Thrones episode, you feel like you're walking out of a movie theater, which is pretty incredible.
It's true.
You got to give them, it's almost like making, if they indeed are going to do 6 2-hour episodes for the final go, you're looking at almost like 6 movies they got to do. So from that standpoint, I'm cool with it, but I agree. I'm like, I can't get enough of this Game of Thrones. And I will say, of the 7 seasons, this is the worst season for nudity.
No.
There was a little nude scene last night, and I won't be giving too much away because I think everyone kind of saw this romance coming, but
probably everyone saw it but me. So go ahead, lay it on us.
Well, this season had the Natalie Emmanuel Grey Worm thing, which I still consider a top 5 all-time Game of Thrones sex/nude scene. You know, he doesn't have a cock, but he was busy going down on her.
He needs the Enzyte.
Oh my God. I don't blame him, man. He went down and it was awesome. And she was very naked. I loved it. We had the Lena Headey getting out of bed scene, but we're 100% confident that was a body double. Her boobs were too big, and it was just, it sucked. It's when she was in bed with her brother, gets out of bed, and it was supposed to be her. Unfortunately, it was a body double. And then last night, Andrea, without ruining too much, we finally saw Emilia Clarke and Kit Harington, Jon Snow, naked in bed. And I was even talking to my wife about this, and she was like, "Man, we've been waiting for them to hook up for so long," and it seemed like kind of a short scene. Like, it really wasn't. You would think you had like a crazy, like almost like a Monsters Ball, 2-minute and 45-second bang fest, but it was pretty tame. They were both completely naked, which was hot. She was nude. Jon Snow was kind of blocking her, so you could really just see a little boob and a lot of side butt. And I asked my guys that they're working on Mr. Man, and no, you cannot see the snowballs when he rolls over.
Man.
But, yeah, so you could see it. I got a GIF here that you're looking at, and for the women's standpoint, it's probably a better Jon Snow nude scene than an Emilia Clarke nude scene, but they're finally together. They were banging, and she just didn't show as much as she has in past nude scenes.
Well, I'm super excited about this, and I feel like such a dunce having thought that the previous episode was the last one. I don't know why my brain just went blank, but hey, now I can like lessen some of the pain that I feel for having to wait 2 years to see the next season by having another episode to watch, I guess. So
well, that's good because anyway, catch up on that so we could talk about the final episode in a little more detail. But
for sure,
but the sex scene was there last night, and there was nudity, but again, it was kind of like if I had to rank the 7 seasons so far of Game of Thrones, this would be number 7. But like we said, I think we talked a little about this last week. There's been so much on the battlefield and the White Walkers, the Army of the Dead, that just not a lot of opportunity for nudity like
exactly
in past. So anyway, so we have Game of Thrones. So yeah, there's a bunch of television stuff I wanted to talk about this week for the podcast. So
sure.
One thing that was really big news is the Deuce. This is that show that we've been waiting on for quite some time, created by David Simon, who is the guy that did The Wire. He also did that Treme show, but he's really basically known for The Wire. The Wire is a great show from HBO a few years back, and he has a new show called The Deuce that we've been anxiously awaiting on. It's about New York City during the 70s and 80s when porn and prostitution were rampant, when 42nd Street was rocking and rolling, and it really caught on. What happened was Times Square and the hookers and the porn and all that was big in the 70s and 80s. Well, this is a show about that era, the pimps and all of that, and it's coming from David Simon from The Wire. We're hopeful this will be a great show, not have the same effect that vinyl had, which I was so excited about the music industry in the 70s.
Right.
And it just only did one season. A lot of people were disappointed. But what happened was the show will not debut until September 10th.
Okay.
And if you have HBO Go or HBO Now, you were able to stream the first episode, which we did. And lo and behold, there was like so much great nudity in the first episode. So we're really excited about this. But I'm also want it to be a really good show that I watch, like even like with Vinyl, it was like I was watching it and I just kept thinking, oh my God, maybe I'm stupid. I'm not getting it. that somebody out there loves this, but it was like, no, everyone I talked to, nobody really liked Vinyl. So hopefully The Wire will be good. But I guess from what I heard, like our guys were all over it, but HBO didn't really announce this and they just released it on HBO Go and HBO Now, and it was kind of cool. And there was like a viral thing over the last week, people talking about the show, and the vibe so far off the first episode has been really good. But for what I do for a living, from the nudity standpoint, man, Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's one of the stars of the show. She's a prostitute named Candy, and in the first episode, which we have at the website, the scene, she picks up an 18-year-old kid whose friends kind of pooled money so he could get a prostitute for his birthday. And
great friends.
Yeah, she takes the kid's virginity, and it is so hot because, first of all, she opens her top, and I'm a big Maggie Gyllenhaal fan. We know her from a number of things. Secretary is probably one of the bigger ones. You know, obviously
she's an animal. I love her.
She was in the Batman and all that, but it's, you know, Secretary is a King Classics, which I'm a big fan of. But Maggie Gyllenhaal opens her top, lets this 18-year-old kid feel her boobs. Then she puts a condom in her mouth so that she could put it on his cock, which is so hot. And it really is a great scene. But you could see we have a GIF for you to look at her with the kid opening her top and letting him play with it. So Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's in the Mr. Skin Hall of Fame. She's really a just someone who's not afraid to do nudity.
Yeah,
and
she's a nudity all-star.
Yeah, and it's a pretty hardcore scene with this kid, the blowjob scene. So anyway, and then there were some other things I wanted to show you from that. This other girl named Margarita Levieva, she plays a student named Abby, and she shows breasts while riding her philosophy professor. And you might know her. She was in that show How to Make It in America with Lake Bell on HBO. She actually did a great nude scene in the Ashton Kutcher movie Spread, but she's going to be on the show. And she was banging Franco. Was it? Yeah, I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was James Franco.
Cool.
But anyway, no, she was with her professor. Someone else was banging James Franco, but she's with her professor.
She's so pretty.
Yeah, isn't she hot? Really good. So she had a great nude scene, and then this other girl named Amber Sky Noyes is the one who's with James Franco. So that was a really good nude scene too. So we had 3 or 4 really nice nude scenes. Look at this one at the bottom with this guy. Doesn't he look like Ron Jeremy a little?
I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, Ron is making an appearance?
Yeah.
But that's not him.
No,
but you see his balls.
Yeah, so, Dominique Fishback is a prostitute, and she's with this guy. But I gotta say, there's going to be a lot of nudity on it. It's called The Deuce on HBO, and we got a preview before it airs September 10th.
So is the premise about this, like it's about prostitution? Is that what it's about? Or what is the premise of the show?
Well, it's
like
just about
the 70s.
Yeah, it's just about New York City during the
okay, so the whole gamut. It's not
when
just
porn and prostitution were rampant and pimping and all that. So I know there's what happened was it was about kind of like also the legalization of porn and just and all that stuff. But one cool thing is we got a tip that, no pun intended, but that upcoming episodes, we know, like I know Emilia Clarke, who plays Jennifer on Orange is the New Black. She's going to have some good nude scenes. Maggie Gyllenhaal, this isn't going to be the only thing we see, and there's going to be a lot more sex and nudity in upcoming episodes. So we're excited about the Deuce, and
it looks great. I mean, the acting is amazing. The nudity is amazing. The sex scenes are hot. This is going to be a good one. And I just want to tell guys, if you have a woman who's putting a condom on your dick with her mouth, she needs a standing ovation because condoms taste disgusting, and we're really doing you a service here because it really tastes fucking nasty.
Yeah. Well, it's got to kill the sperm. It can't taste good. So.
Right?
Yeah, but that scene with Maggie Gyllenhaal will definitely we'll probably give it some sort of an Anatomy Award. And
yes,
yeah. So anyway, yeah. So listen, Times Square back then, it was like this. You can't imagine when you go to Times Square now that back in the late 70s and 80s, it used to have topless bars, massage parlors, peep shows. And it's kind of about that era and how the sex industry was there. So anyway, I'm excited about it. It's called The Deuce on HBO, and we'll be checking that out. So
excellent.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to get to something pretty cool to share with you. The show Insecure on HBO. We've talked to you about it with Issa Rae about growing up a black woman. She's in LA, and kind of sort of like a Girls for Black Chicks, but what's been interesting, there's been nudity. Remember last week, I think it was last week, we talked about that crazy three-way scene where we were calling it a teeter-totter, or seesaw, or whatever.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, so I gotta say this is really something I don't see. Well, I'll get into why I've never seen it. But anyway, last night on Insecure on HBO, Season 2, Episode 6, Issa Rae, who, by the way, the star of the show, has never done a nude scene on the show or on anything else. She meets this hot guy, and she's giving him a blowjob on the couch. And he comes, which is, you see that in TV shows or movies. We've all seen it. What you don't see that happened last night that is so rare is you see the jizz. Now, it's obviously not his. They somehow did it, but they showed the jizz shooting her in the face. This is like the last taboo. We've seen cum in Girls. We've seen Silence of the Lamb, all that kind of stuff. But what I've never seen on a major television show is coming on a girl's face. In fact, I got a phone call today from a reporter from Variety who's doing an article on just this, and he asked me, has this ever happened before? And I said, listen, I mean, in a crappy B movie or something, but or an obscure B movie and things like that, even that you don't see this type of thing. And the only thing I could compare it to was the movie Shelter, which was a movie with Jennifer Connelly that came out in 2015, and at the hour and 12-minute mark, because she's a drug addict, she has to get she's trying to get a security guard to let her sleep at this place, and the payment is he gets to jerk off in her face, and they don't actually show the jizz flying into her face, but they show it on her face dripping off, and that's the only time I've seen a major star it happened to, and until last night with Issa Rae. So if you haven't seen this, go to MrSkinPodcast.com. It's really incredible. When you think
it's
about
something.
This was on television, and he shoots a loaded jizz, and it's a funny scene because she gets all pissed because it gets all over, like, her, whatever.
Up in the eye.
Yeah. But, I mean, Andrea, this is like the last taboo. We've now seen jizz shoot into a girl's face on HBO. What next?
I mean, it's pretty crazy to watch, and I'm, of course, watching it over and over and over again on loop, because it's like they had to show the trajectory of it squirting out. Like, this is not just like, oh, there's a cum shot. This is like very, very real. I'm also a bit shocked. It's like, how could this be on TV? It's very porntastic. But yeah, I wish she wasn't so offended by it landing on her face, because, facials are hot, man. And
yeah.
And her reaction almost ruins it. But the scene in itself is like, this is something for the history books, and it's going to now open the door. So it's like Girls opened the door with that cum shot on the chest, and now I feel like this is going to be almost the new standard. We just have to figure out which actresses are going to be cool with this. To me, I would much rather do a nude scene than a fake jizz shot.
Really, that's interesting.
Scene.
Why is that? I'm interested to know, why is that?
There's I don't know.
Demeaning
this is just a little too graphic, I think. Like,
it is. It
for me, it's a little porntastic.
Yeah. it's not TV, it's HB Blow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, this happened. This is, we'll be talking more about this because this is like, I remember when Adam Driver jizzed on Shiri Appleby and gave her a pearl necklace, that was like a huge deal because
it was a big deal.
See jizz was like, whoa, but now to see it shoot into a girl's face, it's like, I don't even know what would be next. Andrea, is there a next to this? I don't even know.
I mean,
on her lip, maybe on her tongue or something would be the next one.
Yeah, have it squirt in her mouth and one of my favorite things to do, sorry, TMI guys, is like, let it come in the mouth and then let it drip off the chin, like in a real nasty way. And it's like, that would be the only thing I can think of that they could show, because obviously, like, shooting on like, the butthole or something would be pretty crazy, but they can't show that on TV. Yeah. So it just has to be more wild facial stuff.
Well, I used to think they couldn't show jizz shooting into a girl's face on TV, but now they can. So,
I know. Yeah. It's like, I can't, if we were doing like a real deal radio show, there's like a list of words we can't say, like certain things, but you can show jizz squirting in a woman's face. It's like, how does this make sense? It's so ass backwards. The FCC is crazy, but you know what? Who cares? We're getting great content, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, the only question I have is what's coming to HBO next year. So we'll see. So anyway, so that was really wild from Insecure last night, and anyway, so you don't see that too often. Now, scroll down a little. I wanted to talk to you a little about The Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, which is in its 4th season, 2nd episode on Bravo. Lisa Edelstein, who I am a fan of. I really think she's hot. She plays Abby on the show, and she's having sex with this guy. And we don't see much because the guy's on top of her, but I want to point out something that she is wearing, and it's so weird about, as we know, you and I have had experience with Bravo, is about their boob. Now, I don't know if this is a Lisa Edelstein. Is there a Lisa Edelstein decision, or was this a Bravo decision? But she is under him, and she's wearing a nipple patch. I don't know if you could see that. It's like it's like a little. It's almost like a big Band-Aid on her boob, and it's just weird. I don't know. Bravo, first of all, always pixelates boobs, as we know. And what's interesting is Lisa Edelstein it was season 2, episode 4. She was in high heels, completely naked in high heels, and it was a shot from the back with this other guy, and they were standing in the window, and Bravo had no problem showing her butt. But then with this little scene here, now I'm kind of thinking she was like, you know what? I'm going to do this scene with this guy, but I got to wear something over my... It's just weird. I don't know. Maybe you could shed some light. Why would you wear a nip patch during a sex scene with a guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, but be willing to show your whole butt in another scene. You know what I'm saying?
Probably just privacy. Like, I think it probably was an actress choice because... The Bravo probably didn't even think we were going to see this, but it's something just for modesty for the actress to feel when she's doing the scene that she's not so vulnerable. I've done sex scenes and I've done pussy patches, and it's really just so you don't feel weird, like grinding your genitalia against someone. And maybe she has really sensitive nips and didn't want to be like actually like grinding her, nipples on a random actor, So
yeah, no, I don't know. I was just
choice. I would say.
I'm curious what you thought, because that's we do see nip patches every once in a while. We probably should do a playlist on when we could totally see nip patches. Usually they are they're flesh colored, Yeah. Well, no, if they're flesh colored, so the actress gives the illusion that she's completely nude under the guy, but there's some sort of coverage between her and him. And it's really weird. But hers, Lisa Edelstein's from last Thursday's show, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, was like a kind of white. It's just weird. I don't know what was going on there. So I just wanted to talk to you. It's just a weird thing. And like I said, you can see her full butt in another episode in season 2, episode 4. You could see her whole butt. But anyway, I wanted to point that out to you, Andrea. Cool. Yeah. So, all right, Andrea, let's talk about today's sponsor real quick.
Of course. So Enzyte is the original once daily capsule for natural male enhancement, and it's been helping guys get exceptional erections for more than 15 years. It's doctor formulated, so you know it's good. And it's made with natural botanicals that will give you a tsunami of blood flow.
Ooh, a tsunami.
You know, big ass tsunami. That'll make sex incredible for you both. So since this is a supplement you take every day, it means that you're always ready for action too. So to check out this awesome solution for yourself and become one of the millions of men who already have the Enzyte advantage, visit enzyte.com. That's www.enzyte.com, or give them a call at 800-660-0228. Again, that's 800-660-0228. You've tried the rest. Now try the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's get it going.
Right. I think if I took Enzyte, I'd have a spewnomy.
You know what? I think you should give it a go. See what, take it for 30 days, see what happens.
Definitely.
Because, you know, the reason I feel good endorsing this product too is that it is plant-based. Like it's all natural, botanical stuff. Like that. Yeah. So it's like, what real harm could be done, you know, except for a nice raging tsunami or spoonami. A nice hard dick. Like, just do it.
Very cool. Thanks a lot, Enzyte, for being a sponsor of the Mr. Skin podcast. We appreciate it. So, Andrew, I wanted to get back to TV because I have a lot of TV stuff to still get to. One is a show called I'm Sorry, which is on True TV, which I'm sure you never heard of. It's a comedy channel. I think it's affiliated somehow with TBS or TNT, but I could be wrong. But it's called I'm Sorry. They're in their first season, their 8th episode, and Andrea Savage is on the show. Now, you might know her from Veep. She plays Laura Montez. She's been on that show for a couple seasons. Really hot, and let's see. I think she plays a comedy writer, wife, and mom, and in all the neuroses and all the unexpected life situations she has to deal with. So in episode 8, she's changing in the bathroom to get into a bikini, and it was weird because they didn't do they did a Bravo thing, but they pixelated it, but they kind of pixelated out her whole boobs, not just the nips, which was kind of a bummer because
she can't see the shape.
Yeah. Andrea Savage has never done a nude scene, but in 2007, she did a movie called The Grand with Woody Harrelson where she was in a bra. And we here at the Mr. Skin offices were like, holy geez, does she have a great rack? So it's kind of a bummer that they picked, like, if you're going to pixelate, you know, they did like a total whole chest pixelation. As much as I'm against pixelization, if you just do the nips, at least you could tell what the boobs are like. In this case, it's kind of, it's tough. But anyway, it's a hot scene except for the pixelation. It's from I'm Sorry on True TV this week, Andrea Savage. And what are you going to do if they pixel out your boobs? What are you going to do?
I mean, just be sad about it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, they do it when it is like a comedy network, if it may be. Sometimes they do it for the comedic effect, like, oh, we're blurring out the whole thing, but it's like, hey, it's not funny though. We still we want to see the tiddies.
Yeah. Well, if you see, there was one of her in a bikini from that week, and you could see that she has a great rack. So anyway,
it's amazing.
We're still waiting on Andrea Savage's nude debut, but we did get to see pixelated boobage when she was topless on I'm Sorry on True TV season 1 episode 8 from last week. So
nice.
Another show that I wanted to talk to you about is called 21 Thunder. Now, as you know, Andrew, we don't just watch all the television shows from the United States. We watch nudity from all over the world. And this is a new show in Canada that I know a lot of soccer guys are into because it's about a pro soccer team called the Montreal Thunder. And it takes place in Montreal. The show's called 21 Thunder. It's from the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. And lo and behold, we're finding some good nude scenes there. And this Maya Donnelly, season 1, episode 4, is having sex with this guy she's seeing, and they're on a couch, and they're taking some drugs. He's sucking on a pacifier. Andrew,
I was like, there must be some ecstasy going on because no one sucks on a pacifier unless they're rolling balls.
Yeah, I was going to ask you because you have more of an expertise on this than I do. But is that an ecstasy thing with the pacifier?
It's a total ecstasy thing. I actually still have a few pacifiers from the good old days.
Yeah. Well, the guy I don't know what ecstasy does, but the guy starts to kind of sort of look like he's having a heart attack. But and they they call an ambulance. But bottom line is they're both naked.
Funny.
She's riding him. He's got the pacifier in his mouth.
He spits it out.
Next thing you know, we see butt and breasts, and then they got to call an ambulance. But anyway, the show's called 21 Thunder. If you're into soccer, definitely check it out. It does air. You can find it here, but our guys, we're Skinternational, Andrea. We're always looking. So 21 Thunder is another show I wanted to talk to you about. So
awesome. Looks good to me.
Yeah. Anyway, another show that we are tracking, I just thought this was really interesting. It's called The Guest Book. It airs on TBS, and it airs Thursday nights, and it's an anthology. They have different guest stars, but I remember the first episode, I talked about it because Lauren Lapkus, who is a girl, she's a comedian who I got to know from HBO show Crash, where she was, the lead character of Crash's wife when the show started, and then they have, or Crashing, I should say.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, so she was on that, but she was in her underwear in the first episode. So this Carly Gibson, she's what we would call a BBW actress, no question, bigger, but she plays a kind of a prostitute in this, and she meets an attractive guy, and they go inside the bar, and anyway, there's no nudity, but she's like a Rebel Wilson type looking actress, but her name is Carly Gibson, and I was just impressed with her, super confident, that she would wear this big, huge, enormous natural boob pushy up bra and everything else. But this aired, and then there's another funny scene in the bathroom with her. But this aired on TBS. It's called The Guest Book. Not nude, but Carly Gibson, who is a bigger actress in a very interesting outfit to be for a girl that size. And for all you BBW lovers out there, I wanted to share this. You might want to check it out.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty incredible. She's not only wearing like the great red sexy bra with a nice, round full rack, but she has like a full body stocking on. It's pretty. I mean, she's rocking what she got.
Yeah,
like
I
straight
agree.
up.
I love the confident factor, and I just thought this was cool. And, part of the thing with my website and what we do here is, I love, obviously, the nude scenes are what I focus on, but there's a lot of sexy stuff, and the next thing is a great example of that technically is not nude, but guys would want to check out. And a great example is this show Blood Drive, which is from the Sci-Fi Network, and it's this Alex McGregor's in a thong, and by the way, she is rocking the thong. She's a South African actress, and this Blood Drive on Sci-Fi, we get a lot of people asking us about the girls on the show, and I'm trying to think like this. So if you were stumbling around the Sci-Fi Network and you saw this Alex McGregor in a thong, you would... Oh,
I would stop. I would stay on this. I mean, this ass is fucking banging.
Oh, my God, yeah. And
her
you
body
might be
is
thinking,
amazing.
Yeah, you might be thinking, has she ever done nudity before? She did a TV show in 2016 called Of Kings and Prophets where she was nude. So this is a great example of why my website exists. So you see this Alex McGregor in a thong and think in a bra, and you think, I got to see more of her. You go to our website, we have her naked. Yeah. And I guess I was talking to someone. This is the Sci-Fi Network show is a throwback to the 70s and 80s Grindhouse movies, which is pretty cool. So
very cool.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of people hit us up about this show, and there's definitely guys out there watching it, so I wanted to share this with you. But yeah, Alex McGregor in a thong was definitely my hottest thong so far this week, no question.
Absolutely. I mean, her body is ridiculous. Very, very, and she's pretty too. Like, she looks good from the front and the back.
Yeah. No, I got you. I also wanted to mention... Andrea.
Yes, I love the Wheel of Skin.
Yeah, the Wheel of Skin, a new feature here at the Mr. Skin podcast where my friend, CP the EP, spins the Wheel of Skin, and I talk about whatever actress comes up. I talk about, I think last week we said that I am Pat Say Jackoff, and you are Vaja White, and this is a Merkin Griffin production, the Wheel of Skin, and each week he's going to just spin it, whatever actress comes up off the top of my head, I'll talk about her nude career, and we'll have some fun with it. So go
Excellent.
ahead, CP.
All right.
Let me know what you come up with.
And we have Kelly Preston.
Ooh, you know Kelly
yes.
Preston, Andrea, right?
Yeah.
Andrea, you know Kelly Preston, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah, no, this is good. I'm going to love The Wheel of Skin because it gets me to talk about actresses that maybe aren't doing a lot currently that I could get that are favorites of mine. So cool you pulled this up. So thanks, CP. So here's my Kelly Preston thing. First of all, the John Travolta thing has always been a head scratcher, but she's definitely one of Hollywood's hottest blondes, and some say also one of Hollywood's hottest beards, but that's besides the point. I think like, would it be Twins with Ivan Reitman was when that's kind of when she first was on the national scene, I would think, but I know Jerry Maguire's when she blew up and everyone knew who Kelly Preston was. But here's the deal with Kelly Preston. She's been naked. She's been nude in 7 movies, I believe.
Wow.
A couple
okay.
I wanted to mention. 52 Pickup is a Skin classic from 1986, and you're going to hear me when I talk about her movies are going to be before she hit it big, and that's usually what happened. It was an Elmer Leonard, based on an Elmer Leonard book, and it had Roy Scheider and Margaret, and Vanity was in it, and I think it also had a lot of porn stars, if I'm not mistaken, but directed by John Frankenheimer. 52 Pickup is awesome. She was nude in that. I love that, but what...
Totally nude?
Boobies,
nice,
yes.
Nice.
And it was a interesting flick, but just to see Roy Scheider from Jaws in it was cool. But yeah, that's when I was like, holy geez. This is just before she hit it big. She did this great nude scene. And then, of course, Jerry Maguire, that's one everyone knows. Her nudity in that was good, not great. But the key movie that if you want to know, or if you're a fan of Kelly Preston or just want to see an incredible nude scene, the movie Mischief from 1985 is a teen sex comedy. Not super well-known movie as far as like looking back. It's not like we don't talk about it like Fast Times at Ridgemont High or Porky's, but trust me, at 58-minute mark, she's being, she's being banged by this guy. So she's like the hot girl in the high school, and then she ends up with kind of a nerdy guy. And not to bore you with the details, but somehow, some way, they hook up. I think he lives next door to her, and he gets her. And this is one of the greatest nude scenes of all time. And I've made lists at the top 100 nude scenes, top 150 nude scenes throughout 18 years I've been doing this. This is always in my top 10 favorite nude scenes. In fact, we did a Whack It bracket about 10 years ago where we divided the best celebrity nude scenes from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and we let people vote. And this website not only beat Phoebe Cates out of the 80s bracket, but won the best nude scene of all time, as voted by the traffic at MrSkin.com. So
we got to get a clip of this up on the MrSkinPodcast.com or a link to the clip.
I'll have CP, the EP, send you this video because so she's banging with and why this is so good is hottest chick in school with like the nerdy guy. He's so appreciative of it. The key to this scene is. And it was also based in the 50s when this is like kind of taboo. And she is completely naked in perfect daylight lighting in the bedroom. Yeah, it's so good. Best. Yeah, when she goes to bed, it's full frontal nudity, bush, big boobs, and she was like a D cup, ridiculous, gorgeous. Oh, yeah. And this was her when she was 21 years old. So
wow.
Kelly Preston in Mischief, 1985. Not only do I recommend this as her best nude scene, this is must-see viewing. If you're a fan of celebrity nudity, this is something every guy should have it in his own Whack It bracket. His mental Whack It bracket is Kelly Preston, Mischief, 58-minute mark, one of the all-time great nude scenes of all time.
Mind-blowing. I had no idea. So thank you for that public service announcement. That was amazing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's our Wheel of Skin. Every week, CP's going to just spin it randomly and then pull up an actress that I could talk about. But that great one this week. I really appreciate it. Kelly Preston. So anyway, let me wrap up. I got a couple more TV things to talk about. One is, I should say, you remember we've been talking about The Sinner, which is a show from the USA Network with Jessica Biel, and it had been getting some really good reviews. And in the very first episode, she was in the washing up after a crime she committed back at the precinct, and she showed her butt, and it was spectacular.
Very good butt.
Yeah, it was Jessica Biel's butt. And anyway, so that was good. And then since then, it seems like almost every episode they've been having this flashback to a sex scene she had. So it obviously has something that there is going to be a reveal later on. But so in the fourth episode on USA Network last week, we got Jessica Biel in her underwear again.
Nice.
And listen, it doesn't get much better than Jessica Biel's body. So anytime I could work a Jessica Biel into the Mr. Skin podcast, I will. But
absolutely.
So figure 4 episodes of The Sinner. 1, she's nude. 3, she's in underwear. So as far as I'm concerned, that's 4 for 4 because Jessica Biel in her underwear is as good as any actress naked.
I concur.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so that's a lot of TV stuff. Now, next week, Andrea, I'm going to, we have Labor Day, so it's a goofy schedule. Monday's Labor Day. So I'm going to I was thinking for the podcast next week, we can talk about all the upcoming nudes to look forward to, both in television and movies. And I have my writers, my content people, and myself are right now putting together stuff that we can expect to see over the next weeks or months that definitely will feature nudity, and we're hopeful will feature nudity. So it should be a fun episode next week, because it's always cool to see what is coming up that hasn't aired, that we know or are hearing rumors that there's going to be some good nudity.
Yeah, people are always looking for new stuff to watch. This is a great way to build up the anticipation, and for the awesome parts, for the nudity. I'm totally excited. That sounds great.
Yeah, so we're going to call it Coming Soon. No, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, fantastic. So because there's a ton of stuff, and when I do these podcasts, I'm trying to get out all the television stuff or all the movie stuff or all the new release stuff, and I don't get to talk too much about everything that's on the horizon that's coming out. And there's so much great nudity that's going to be coming out before the end of the year, especially with the fall movie. A lot of great R-rated movies come out in the fall. It's it's like our nudity forecast, so I'll be able to kind of put all this stuff together and do a show on everything to look forward to. So definitely tune in next week, and we'll talk about all the great upcoming nudity to look forward to.
It sounds fantastic. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah. So anyway, so I got to get Andrea. I got to get to work on next week for forecasting. I got to get with the content department and the writers, and I'll bring to you all the best, cool upcoming nudes to look forward to over the next couple of months. So it should be a fun show next week.
That is absolutely fantastic. And episode 60 that we just had was phenomenal. Who knew that Kelly Preston had this incredible nude scene in Mischief? Full bush, full rack. Check it out, MrSkin.com. So excited about that facial on Insecure. Well,
I got to tell you about this whole facial thing is it's so weird, because I was at lunch, at a nice place, so eating lunch today, and I get a phone call from this guy from Variety wanting my comments on a facial scene, and he wanted to just confirm that no one else had taken a facial in a mainstream TV thing. And I was thinking to myself as I went back to the table for lunch, is who gets calls like this other than if you're Mr. Skin? So that was pretty
Only
funny.
You, Skin.
I know.
Only
it's crazy.
You. I think the other big standout from the show today's episode was that BJ scene with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God! Yes,
from the Deuce, and you know what? That will leave a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
So episode
very
60.
Good, Andrea.
Thank you, little callback there. Absolutely epic. I look forward to the Coming Soon episode that we have next week, and amazing, great job.
And I'll get to work on it now. We'll talk next week.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin Podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.